You said in a speech in New Hampshire on Friday that you would not spend another dime of American money on a war that does not affect our interests. You don't think the possibility of Russia taking over Ukraine is in our interest?
I don't think that's a top foreign policy priority.
Anybody that thinks that we can't solve the problems here in the United States and be the leader of the free world has a pretty small view of the greatest nation on earth.
That is incorrect.
We can do both, Vivek.
I have a newsflash. The USSR does not exist anymore. It fell back in 1990.
Did I say
the real threat? You talked about the communists. And the real communists that we have to address right now
have any idea what Vladimir Putin's aims are?
If President Xi sees that Putin went and took land and that the West agreed to give him chunks of land that are not his, how does that deter Xi from then not going after Taiwan?
This is where I differ from the consensus in both the Republican Party and the Biden administration.
Vivek, if we do the giveaway that you want to give to Putin to give him his land, it's not going to be too long before he rolls across a NATO border. And frankly, our men and women of our armed forces are going to have to go and fight him.
The real threat we face today is communist China. And we are driving Russia further into China's arms.
You do not believe that Russia taking over Ukraine would be bad for our national interest?
I do not think it is a top foreign policy priority for us.
Look at what Putin did today. He killed Prigozhin. When I was at the UN, the Russian ambassador suddenly died. This guy is a murderer, and you are choosing a murderer over a pro-American country.
Boeing came off of it, but you've been pushing this lie. You've been pushing this lie all week, Nikki.
You want to go and defund Israel? You want to
okay, let me address that. I'm glad you brought that up. I'm going to address each of those right now. Xi Jinping should not mess with Taiwan until we have achieved semiconductor independence, until the end of my first term.
And the problem that Vivek doesn't understand is he wants to hand Ukraine to Russia. He wants to let China eat Taiwan. He wants to go and stop funding Israel. You don't do that to friends.
I think that this would have to be part of a broader disengagement with the Middle East. So I would not do that as an isolated policy.
So you weren't saying that Israel should be treated exactly the same as every other country in the Middle East?
No, zero.
You told a voter that you were open to ending foreign aid to Israel. Then it was reported that it was a misunderstanding. What happened with that?
Yeah, it was. That was a false reporting, actually. There you have it.
Your watch,
so
you
the
will
reality
make America less safe. You have no foreign policy experience, and it shows.
And you know what?